Happy July 4th, Independence Day for the Americans out there. Today, I'm just going to do a weekend update on MetaMaterials. I was not able to do one on Friday, so I'm going to go over a lot of posts from Reddit, from the MMAT subreddit. Actually, before I do that, let me just take a look at the portfolio. My portfolio here. MetaMaterials was down on Friday, uh, about 7.5%, and it closed at $7, sorry, $6.74, and it was at a low of 672. So it looks like support is around 650 to 670. And resistance, well, we don't know yet because when it was Torchlight, it was around $22 per share when you adjust for the reverse stock split. The volume was 9 million, so we can see this is being short laddered, just being manipulated and shorted at the moment. So I'm going to just look at my portfolio, which contains a lot of the meme stocks or the trending stocks. I like to call them the trending stocks. And when I checked, just going off memory right now, but uh, a lot of the stocks were down, including GameStop and AMC. So as this loads, I'll just take a moment to let this load. I can't really say anything when it's a blank screen. Okay. So DDI, not to be confused with the due diligence or deep dive. That is the Chinese Uber stock. They were also down too. So it seems like everything was down, almost everything. I find that stocks tend to go down on Friday, only to rally from Monday and going forward, but then they tend to go down again on Friday. It just seems to be a pattern I notice. It's not 100% always the case, but that is a common pattern I've noticed. So DD was down 5% on Friday. I'm opening that in the new tab as well. So just looking at all these stocks just to see. Yeah, MetaMaterials was down 7%, just over that. Sony's over $100 now per share. Roblox is rallying a little bit. I think the support is 60, 70 for that, and it's at 86. Kodak is down to $8. Sorrento was down 11%. CTXR down 17%. Looking for big movers and shakers. Don't really see any. Canon is down 732, so I'm a little bit down on that one as well. But that will rally with time. Again, it's a long-term investment. Sensonics is relatively stable. Didn't really move too much in either direction. Bitcoin is up $800 just like right now. So we should see Coinbase and all these crypto related stocks going up as a result. Should see movement on Monday. B Square is down 9%, so at 398. Going to open that in a new tab that has been seeing some volatility as of late. Atos is down 16% at 537. I don't know if that's a buy. I'll open that and analyze that. AMC is at $51. So we're starting to see a little bit of a decline. When it drops sub 50, it might go down to 40. And I hate to say it, but it might go down to 20. I mean, it might keep going down to 30, from 50, then 40, 30, 20. And the support is looking like between 10 to 20. GME is also going down a little bit, not too much, but it is hovering above 200. Okay, that's all for those. I'm going to look at the stocks I just opened up, and then we'll look at the MetaMaterials news. There's quite a bit to look at. So DD Global, the Chinese Uber company, they were between 1460 to 1583 on Friday. So looks like support is developing somewhat at the number of $14. Looks like 14 could possibly be support. It's still a little uncertain because we need to give it at least a month, I would say. Maybe even 2 weeks, but 2 weeks to at least a month, even 4 months, a quarter. Give it a quarter. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, I'm very not suspicious, but skeptical as regards to putting in money into the stock. Okay, next one is B Square. I was saying that the support for this is around, I think I said $1 to $2, maybe. No, that's not it. It's between two. You're looking at $2 to $3. Yeah, looks like $2 to $3 for support. It was below 2 just earlier in January, so you could even go as low as $1.50 if you're really cautious. So let's just make it 1 to 250 just to be safe. 1 to 250 is pretty good support for this. So let's keep it at that. Nothing above 250 just for an apex investor trade. Apex investor is 250 and below. Okay, so 0 to 250 for B Square. If you see it at the 250, you buy that, and then you sell it. You flip it at 8, 6 to 8. That's a really good buy. Wow, if you get that at 250 and sell it at 8, mama mia, you'll get a lot of money. Okay. All right, next. B Square is a good buy. Atosa Therapeutics. And B Square is a software company, if I'm not mistaken. They deal in the tech sector, dealing with Microsoft, I think. Atos is a good stock as well. Looks like support is 150. 150 to, I'd say, it's hard to really say here. This is a tricky one. But you know what? I'm going to say $1 to $2 just to be safe. Actually, maybe even 250. So 1 to 250 for Atos, and then you can sell that at 6 to 8. Yeah, this might go up again. Pretty good stock as well, Atos. It's kind of similar to B Square in terms of its volatility, that it does go down somewhat low to like $2. I should say $1 to $2. I mean, 250 is actually, it's almost the same as B Square in terms of its entry point. 1 to 250 is pretty good, pretty safe entering at those price points. And you're just going to go to not the moon, but I mean, you'll go to at least double when you go to 6 and maybe 8. Right now it's at 537. So is this a buy at 537? No. Has to go below 3. I'd be a little wary. 1 to 250 for Atos. Okay, so that's all for that one. I feel like this is a meme review, like PewDiePie meme review. There's like a stock review. AMC, here we go, AMC. Not too much volume, about half the average. And they were at $47 at the low point on Friday. So it really hit some bumps there. The support is looking like around 40, but it's hard to say. It did bounce back pretty well from 42. Let me just double check, make sure that was, around 42. Yeah, 42. It just bounced right back up to 63. So this might be a good buy at 40, 42. if you're really, really, into AMC. However, I do see this dropping. It might break support, might go down to 20 to 30 and even 20. I don't want that to happen, but it could happen. It's just the nature of the beast. Okay, so if you buy that at 40 or perhaps lower, you can sell this right back up at 60 because it's been going up and down between pretty much 50 and 60. It's like a seesaw. So that's all for that one. AMC. GameStop, it was down as low as 196 on Friday. And the resistance for this, or I should say support, is around 200. Looks like it pretty much bounces right back up from 198 and then goes right back up to 210. But that's not a really, goes up to 220 as well, but it's not, I wouldn't say that's a great range. Probably safer waiting for this to go down to 150. 140, 150, like I always say. Well, not always, but as I've been saying for a while. Let me just hold on a sec. Okay, all right, I'm back. So that's GME. Volume was 2 million. It was very low, like a third of what it usually gets on average. So now we're going to MMAT subreddit. I didn't know that has a subreddit, but it does. And there's actually a lot of people on there. There's a total of 6,800 members, and there are 343 online right now. And it's like the best kept secret in terms of WallStreetBets. WallStreetBets doesn't even seem to know about this MMAT. Okay, so I'm open the first tab. I've opened a bunch of tabs for MMAT, the most relevant posts, in my opinion. So let's see, big things ahead. Big things ahead for MMAT once it's listed as a tech company instead of an oil and gas company. And the market cap will be not fixed. I don't like the word fixed, more like adjusted to reflect reality. MetaMaterials is still listed as an oil and gas company. Once this is fixed and they are listed with the correct market cap, good point, and also as a tech company, it will have liftoff. So it does say industry, oil and gas. And again, the market cap that is currently listed is not up to date. So people are saying it makes sense, but people have been wrong many times in terms of people just writing posts like this. So we'll wait and see. I don't know if that's the only factor keeping the price down. Probably is not. I think it's a lot bigger than that. But that's an interesting thought. Okay, someone posted here, what is your average? So this person posted here and said his average is now 1271. It was 1840. So he's averaged down significantly. And I think mine is below 10 anyhow. And I plan to average down some more. I'm going to plan to buy some more on Monday at whatever price. I think it's $6-7, but that's a really good price. So it's hard to pass that up, especially when this is going to $20 anyway. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people have posted it. If I'm just eyeballing it right now, it looks like the average is around maybe $8-9. A lot of people did buy at 7, 9, 8. So it looks like $8 is the average on this forum on Reddit here. Okay, next post. It says here MMAT news. Okay, reminder. MetaMaterials management will hold a webcast on Tuesday, July 6th at 1 p.m., so during market hours, to discuss recent events and growth initiatives. That could be that could be big. We'll see what happens. So look forward to Tuesday. See what happens with the price action there. Next is it says shorts have not covered. Only 7,000 shares available, according to this post. The fee is 122.9%. Wow. Anything over 20% is high. So it's like 6 times higher than what is considered high. Um, and they're saying, again, 7,000 shares available to short. I cannot confirm this is true, but if so, this is going to be significant to how much the stock will move. Okay, so I think there's still a lot of things that have that need to be processed in terms of this merger, in terms of the dividend and who owns what shorts, who actually owns not shorts, who owns the shares, the real shares. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but this is something to take into consideration that it is being shorted. I do believe that, and I don't believe they covered their shorts either. I live near MetaMaterials, Nova Scotia headquarters, so I drove by and saw that in the same building is an R&D office for Tesla. The nearest Tesla dealership is 2 provinces away, which is over 1,000 kilometers away. I'm sure this is just a coincidence. Tesla, R&D, metamaterials, these were taken while driving around the building. Okay, here's a picture that he shares. The loading docks were labeled. The building itself was closed for the long weekend, so we couldn't roam. He couldn't roam anywhere. Okay, so it says a month or so back, Elon Musk tweets that he is meta-minded. Wow. Okay, if that is that's no coincidence. I saw a tweet from a few days ago from the head of battery R&D saying Elon is giving them the go-ahead to work with certain materials companies in Nova Scotia coming up in July. Oh my goodness. Several tweets back and forth between George Palikaris, I think it's Palikaras, but anyway, Elon Musk this last week and a big PR broadcast on Tuesday. Now these photographs of a Tesla battery R&D lab in the same building as MetaMaterials. This is getting more and more interesting every day. Yeah, I mean, we need to take that into consideration that this could be nothing, or if this is something, this is huge. This will bring the stock up at least double, not double to 20. I mean, double of from 20 to 40. Metamaterial Tech slash Lambda, it says MTI receiving and shipping door. So this person took a picture of the door. Okay. Closing the tabs away. It says here, I'm seeing a lot of excitement about this company, but is it all hype? Can they make money? And that's a good question. That's what I've been asking since I started talking about them. We need to see uh, that they prove themselves with their products, and people are not just people. I mean, companies are investing in them, and they have been invested in by Airbus, companies like Airbus, and not Northrop Grumman, it's the other one. Lockheed Martin invested in them. There's a possibility of a short squeeze, but besides that, this is the only metamaterials company on the stock market. Yeah, it's a good point. This company has those two things going for them. They've got many other things besides that. I'll admit I'm too lazy to look at their financials at the moment. And their financials are good. I've looked at them. Can anyone summarize if this company can make significant revenue in the future? They're a $1 billion company, multi-billion-dollar company, potentially $100 billion company. Are metamaterials that big of a game changer? And the answer is yes. Okay. So, I mean, we don't need, not that we need Tesla, not that we don't need Tesla, but it's not something we should put our hopes in that, this has to happen. They can be very successful even without the Tesla deal. Cross post from another sub. We are on the list. Okay. What is this list? It's the threshold list, threshold security list for short selling. What does this mean? Uh, okay. They didn't really say in this post. There's another post that does it, that does talk about this more in depth. Notice the market cap underneath the column numbers for tomorrow. 1.88 billion. Buy 500 million. Okay, what are they talking about? So the market cap is 500 million right now. Is that what they're saying? But okay, so that means there's a big mistake on the listing. Yeah, they might actually have a good point. One of the first posts I read said something about they need to correct not only the industry they're in, but the market cap itself. So, MetaMaterials here on Yahoo Finance, just going to look at the summary and read what is the market cap currently showing. That'll give us a sign. Okay, there's nothing, doesn't say anything there. But the assumption is it's a lot lower than what it truly is. So, it says here market cap 1.8 billion. If you round it out, 1.9. Is that 1.9? Actually, it's more 1.9 billion if you round it out. If you round it out. Well, anyway, wait, what? A 1.9 billion market cap? Tech company trading below $7. That's a steal. Yeah, good point. It is a steal. Um, the stock should be at $25 per share minimum. Yeah, yeah, we'll see. I mean, when it was uh, trading at $22 per share before the reverse split, actually it was $11. So uh, it was a lot higher, valued a lot higher. I can see the Tuesday morning headlines as they try and use this to bail out the hedgehogs. Be a little cautious on AMC calls. Okay, I don't know what he's talking about there, so I'm not going to get into that. Got 3 tabs left, and I'll close the video or read the comments before I do that. Everything in the stock market is retrospect. Man, if I could have just sold right here at this price, if I would have just bought right here at this price, if I just bought Amazon when it came out, yeah, I mean, it's all about timing and perspective. If I just bought Facebook, Microsoft, Tesla, Apple, so on, Netflix. MetaMaterials has a monopoly in a future that is encompassed by technology, which is a curse to some, a blessing to others, depending on your perspective, including myself, who got the chance to average down quite a bit. It is currently trading under $7, largely due to the complications that have arisen when you merge two companies from separate nations and separate sectors as well. Makes sense to me, especially considering the complexities of the stock market in general. If you have done your research, you know what I speak of. And if you have yet to do so, your research, I strongly suggest you do. The stock will undoubtedly carry a whole lot of retrospect. I should say regret. When people reflect back on the company, they're going to regret not buying it. That held a monopoly on technology and they could have bought in at under $7. As you may have guessed, my glass is half full and definitely on its way to spilling all over the place. Um, yeah, it's a good point that this stock has a lot of upside to it. It's similar to Apple, Tesla, and all those other big companies before they took off. So we'll see. I'm glad I'm not the only one who feels this way about this stock, about this company. My DD on MetaMaterials. Damn, the future is looking bright. Okay, I'm going to before I read that, I'll finish with that post. I'm just going to look at the threshold list for failures to deliver. Okay, so people are there's 141 comments on this one post. So it says after the 13th day of being on the list, the broker slash dealer will close the positions. More than likely, we will see the equivalent increase in volume, and the deep in the money calls fall, and deep on the money puts skyrocket. as they hide their failure to delivers via conversion play, allowing them to again short the stock. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm prepared for the foolishness because the SEC are worthless. Okay. So, so some people are saying they're going to get away with this, and some are saying uh, they will pay for it in terms of they're going to be forced to cover in 13 days. So we'll see which scenario plays out. Will they be forced to cover in 2 weeks' time? Uh, so by mid July or end of July, or will they get away with it and just, the stock will continue to go down or just flatline? But we'll see. I doubt it's going to stay at $7. I mean, if it goes down, it's going to go up, and if it goes up, it might go down. But it has to. Stocks move. It's not going to stay at the same price, under $7 or whatever. The distinction between short interest and failure to deliver is a false fabrication. In neither case has ownership been conveyed. Okay. So a lot of people are they're asking questions about this. Um, so there are three reasons. Someone posted a really good post about um, on this post right here. I'm just gonna here it is. They have three different events to cover for. So I'm just gonna read the top one here. It says, "What are the failure to delivers from? Is it the payment for the dividend they failed on? If it is, we need it. We need to start getting options T 21 days out, so 3 weeks out, and start gamma squeezing it and get in that loop." So this person responds and they say they have three different events talking about the shorts. The short short sellers have three different events to cover for. Number one, the dividend shares. Number two, the split, the reverse stock split, and number three, the merger. Good luck to them. And the best part, they cannot hide the shorted shares as they usually do because of the dividend. It's a good point. All shares must be accounted for. Yeah, that's a good point. Just finished posting on how this merger and dividend is completely different from OSTK. They went from $128, not to mention the fact the new ticker is still trading under the old ticker sector and market cap. I bought bags of Tostitos to handle the dip buys this past week. So yeah, it's a good point that what this person is saying is true. That yeah, it was trading under the old tickers. Actually, no, it was under MMATF for maybe a day or two, and then as this person correctly says, they're still trading in the wrong sector in oil and gas. And they're not oil and gas, they're tech, and also in the wrong market caps. So I think the bigger point here is that they have to cover three different events: dividend, the dividend shares, the split, and the merger. So uh, that is going to really rock the shorts, and they're going to have to cover. Okay, I'm going to read this last post. This is 133 upvotes from appropriate use. My DD. It's not every day an investor is given the opportunity to invest in a company that is going to become a leader in this field or in a field. Think about it. Investing in MetaMaterials is like being given that opportunity all those years ago to invest in such companies like Apple or Microsoft. And I'm going to say Tesla as well. The possibilities are endless. MetaMaterials has a dream team of R&D with George Palikaras as our president and CEO. Actually, he's the founder as well. We can't go wrong. Actually, that's wrong. That's not a good statement to say. We can't speak in absolutes, but you know what? There's a high probability that they're successful. George has proven himself as a leader, and he knows what needs to be done for this company to prosper. Look at some of the applications for metamaterials, the controlling of light and heat. Look at the aerospace industry. Do you know how much time is wasted spraying chemicals in winter to de-ice aircraft. That's a good point. I could see aerospace companies seeking out a means to de-ice the wings of aircraft. I imagine glass with an invisible layer that can keep your windows ice-free and fog-free, not to mention the EMI shielding capabilities. I know firsthand how annoying it can be to have some idiot shoot a laser into a vehicle. I've been on many jobs where some idiot thought it would be funny to shoot a laser, like a laser pointer, into the cab of my crane at night. Laser glare protection would help by reflecting that light or deflecting it. This same tech can be used to protect security cameras. Now, what security company would not want to have this tech on their cameras, and as well military application as well too? Applications are endless. I could see this tech also being included as an aid in cooling on a computer. So cooling computers. Yes, I would buy something like this. I'm sure it would be way better than spreading thermal paste. Let's look at the automotive industry. Do you know how many accidents could be avoided if a driver does not have to take their eyes off the road? So heads-up display can do just that. As with the aircraft industry, windshields could also be fog and ice free. What else can we do with automotive glass? Remember back in the day, those metal antennas on cars, well, they've gotten smaller. Nowadays, we have a smaller antenna or a shark fin antenna. I've got one of those. What if we could just get rid of those altogether and integrate the antenna right into the glass? Yes, invisible to the naked eye. I can remember some of the old visible integrated windshield antennas. What about anti-reflection capabilities? Ever turned on your interior light while driving down the road? Yes, it gets hard to see. Now your windshield is acting more like a mirror than something you need to see through. That's a good point. Anti-reflection on the windshield. I'll take this one step further. What about lights from oncoming cars? What if that light didn't blind you? Yeah, that's interesting. Actually, not interesting. That's revolutionary. Car manufacturers will be looking for the safety feature. I can also see an application to make the reflectors better in headlights. Here's one that is huge. Those weren't huge. Consumer electronics. Better antennas for your cell phones. Touch screens will also improve and become more sensitive. What about the security of your cell phone? Yes, with EMI shielding, your personal info and pics are safe. That's a really good point. The, to reflect the magnetic waves. What came out over the past few years? Excuse me, augmented reality. I know some of you have worn a virtual reality headset. Those are big, bulky devices. They can be a thing of the past. This could also be in the form of some special glasses. It could be integrated into your prescription glasses in the future, and let's say linked to your phone. Actually, that's really hypothetical, but anyhow, possible, maybe. We can have everyone with their faces looking up again, being more aware of our surroundings. Solar energy has been around for years. There have been some improvements, but with metamaterial, solar could take the next step. Good point. Lighter weight materials can be used in many different applications: home, auto, aerospace. Solar companies will be knocking at Meta's door for their tech and their panels. I'm positive that wattage per square foot could also be increased. Yeah, that's an interesting point. I didn't think about that they could uh, go into the solar sector. I could go so far as to say the sky is the limit, but we are talking metamaterials here. There are no limits. Now, what can happen growth wise for the future? Here are some forecasts. Optical metamaterials to impact lens market within a year. Metamaterial device market to extend 10 billion by 2030. So, like I said, it's going to take at least 10 years for, well, not at least, but by 10 years, we're going to see this technology really come into fruition. 4.1 billion by 2023. Metamaterials market, and the sources are provided here. 200 billion by 2030. 333 billion by 2026. But like I said, there's a long-term play. 567 billion by automotive EV. 200 billion, 333 billion. Just all these numbers. It's just astronomical. 567 billion. So this is the forecast for metamaterials market cap, not just the company, but the sector itself, looking like it's going to in the hundreds of billions. And right now we see it around 2 billion. just under 2 billion. Okay, excuse me for that. So, what does the future hold? Well, the future looks very bright for MetaMaterials. They are entering a market that will reach 3 trillion as of 2020. Where does it say that? I don't see that anywhere. On IoT hardware devices, I know what are IoT devices. They are smart mobiles, smart refrigerators, smart watches, uh, smart fire alarms, smart door locks, smart bicycles, medical sensors, fitness trackers, smart security systems. We do like our smart devices, that's for sure. So he's saying that this market of smart devices is worth 3 trillion. I don't know if he's just throwing numbers out of his, you know. But anyway, I ask you this: wouldn't you want your piece of this meta pie? I'm currently invested in this. My two teenage kids see the value in this company. They're also both holding positions for a long-term hold. That's good. They plan on retiring extremely early in life. Once the dust has settled from the merger, MetaMaterials will begin its climb to market supremacy. I also am in agreement with the dust has not settled yet. There's still a lot that has to be uh, completely processed, such as the merger has not really been super finalized. It's still being worked on in terms of the selling of the assets of Torchlight, in terms of the market cap being resolved, as one poster pointed out, in terms of the dividend, in terms of the shorts having to cover their positions because of the dividend and the reverse stock split. When you issue a reverse stock split, that changes everything. So it's interesting how we haven't seen the price go the other way, because if you're shorting a stock, let's say AMC, you're shorting AMC, and AMC announces a reverse stock split or a stock split or whatever they want to announce, but in either way, in either case, the shorts will have to cover. So it's interesting how they're not having they're not being forced to cover at the moment, but doesn't mean that they'll get away with it forever, especially with the dividend being issued too. So it's like uh, double trouble, as well as uh, the merger as well. Those are three huge events. Um, for those of us lucky enough to have gotten into the stock to receive the special dividend, I commend you. I do believe if this stock is going to grow the way I think it is, uh, whenever a dollar amount is placed on the special dividend, I will more than likely be investing more. So here's to the future of metamaterials. It's going to be the future leader in innovation. Okay. So, you know what? That didn't really convince me, to be honest. I've said more real world things on my channel in regards to the potential for their tech, not just the potential, but the actual deals that have taken place uh, with not Northrop Grumman, but again, I keep forgetting that Lockheed Martin and Airbus, two of the biggest aerospace companies on the planet. Okay, so that's all I have for this video. Just wanted to do a weekend update and cover this information on this subreddit. Now that I've done that, I'm just going to take a look at the stream, make sure there's any comments. Nothing. Okay, good. So thank you very much for checking in. Uh, very well. I already told you my plans. I'm going to buy some more shares on Monday, hopefully below 7, so I can average down some more. Um, yeah, it's all about waiting and seeing for the stock to take off. Um, a lot of people did buy at $10 a share, and actually more than that because people were buying before the uh, the merger and reverse stock split had been even announced. So people were buying even up in the $20 value because when you take into account the reverse stock split, it divided in two. So if you because they were trading at $11, it was actually 22. So people are actually down a significant amount, like from $22 essentially with to $6. So they're down 66%. Some people are down actually that much. So um, not for people to be discouraged, but this will go right back up. And $22 per share is going to seem very small when once the stock gets to where it should be. I'm thinking it's closer to 40, maybe even greater than 40, 50. And if everything they're saying is true regarding the potential for this market of metamaterials being not just into the billions, but hundreds of billions of dollars, this could go to triple digits per share. But that's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen within 6 months or even a year. It could happen uh, most likely. Hate to say it, but five 5 to 10 years, as they're saying, provided they can produce the the materials and the products that are needed, and they have their deals with Tesla and all these military aerospace companies that I mentioned in my other videos. The top seven, just name some off the top of my head: Boeing, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Airbus, uh, BAE something, and then another one. I can't remember the name right now, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to butcher the name, but anyway, there's a G and a D in there somewhere. But those are the top seven aerospace companies, and those just happen to be some of the top companies in the United States and in Europe on the Fortune 500, I believe, top 200 companies. They are part of that list. And not only that, but we know that these companies, if you remember what I said in my previous video, that previous videos, that their primary source of funding, a lot of these companies are the U.S. government, Department of Defense. This is not something to take lightly. They have trillions of dollars to invest into not just these companies I mentioned, but uh, this money and all these other companies that I mentioned will then go to metamaterials. Not all of them, but a portion will go there in order uh, to get their to do their deals. So to get to give them funding so they can provide the materials that are needed in their manufacturing of whatever equipment, whether it's airplanes, space shuttles, tanks, whatever they need in terms of what they produce. So that's all I have for this video today. Just want to do a quick weekend update. Actually, it wasn't too quick, but but I didn't get a chance to really look at the stock on Friday. But now that I looked at it, um, it's just going along with the plan. Uh, Not that the plan is to go down, but I mean, it's going along with the patterns that I've noticed, even for GME, even for AMC, where the pattern tends to be that the stocks decline on the Friday and then they rally in the Monday. So, not guaranteeing we'll see a rally, but we have a high probability of this stock, metamaterials, AMC, GME all going up and seeing a strong rally on Monday. Not going to give you a number as to what that is, but most likely will end up in the green on Monday. So thank you very much for your time. Have a happy 4th of July, Independence Day weekend celebration wherever you are. If you're American or if you're not American, have a good weekend. And this Apex Investor signing out. Thank you. Good luck to all, and God bless you in your investments.